Roll A, take A. Hello, and thank you for joining us for this special half-hour edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Katie Rice.
And I'm Grayson Wimbish. For the next 30 minutes, we will bring you stories making headlines at Virginia Tech and in the New River Valley. In the first half hour of our newscast, we will look specifically at stories related to Virginia Tech campus and community.
And later in the show, we turn our attention to the news around the New River Valley area, such as how one local business supports entrepreneurs in the area, and a look at what a nearby center does to assist women in need of resources during pregnancies. But first, in Virginia Tech news, the university's campus master plan has been in the works for a while now. In cooperation with the Sasaki Associates, Virginia Tech worked for 2 years to design the document that will be the guide to the future of the campus.
As Newsfeed reporter Josh Henry tells us in our first story, multiple improvements and major changes are coming to every part of the campus.
On April 19th, the Office of University Planning at Virginia Tech unveiled a project 2 years in the making. The campus master plan shows how the design of the university will move forward in the immediate and distant future. Students will see several big changes in the next couple of years, including a new transit hub, the renovation of Holden Hall, and eventually the replacement of Squire Student Center that is more convenient for student access. Manager of Transportation Planning and Engineering Mike Dunn explains that the process is time-consuming, but still focused on keeping that Virginia Tech feel to all improvements.
So the first 8 or 9 months was collecting information about the university, pulling that information together, getting our consultant to understand what the university is about, the great parts of the university that we want to keep moving forward.
Construction for the designs presented in the master plan is ongoing. People around Tech's campus are used to work always being done in the area, but it can still be a hassle.
It's improvements, but it's a little much because most of the time on the roads it's just unnecessary and it just causes traffic.
One of the ways Tech is aiming to make pedestrian travel easier, ongoing construction or not, is the infinite loop.
And the idea is for this whole loop to connect all the districts of campus, all the common places around campus, and give them an easy access, kind of an access for all to get around campus.
Any changes that are made to the master plan will be presented to multiple different committees, including students, stakeholders, and Blacksburg residents. This is Josh Henry reporting for the Newsfeed.
As more readers are switching to digital subscriptions, it's clear that the news world has transferred into the online world. However, are local publications handling this new change? Newsfeed reporter Megan Newhart joins us with more. Meg?
Thanks, Grayson. Technology is evolving at a rapid rate as more journalists are discovering new ways to connect with readers. With many believing that the print industry is dying, many publications are making constant efforts to keep up with the digital age, including local college ones like the Collegiate Times.
While the Collegiate Times still prints hard copies, they do not print them as often as they used to. Increased printing cost, paired with difficulty finding a new printer, has led to the CT only releasing one print copy per week.
Our printing expenses went up significantly when the Roanoke Times is closed. This year we've been really focusing on making our print product something really special, something that lasts, that stays on stands for a week. We try and make it really the best of what we publish online.
This has also changed what kind of stories go into the print copy. Since it must be relevant for the entire week, only important and timeless stories go to print. This isn't an issue that just local publications are facing. Even large-scale national papers are making more of a switch to digital, often requiring online subscriptions to view content.
Any way that people can be interacting with the news, I think, is important. If it's a different medium, that's the way our world is going. And if we have to adapt to that, then it's sad, but if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen.
With the ever-changing world of media, it's clear that journalists have to be even more prepared to present news stories in various platforms to reach the most people in the best medium possible.
While publications like the Collegiate Times have fully adapted their new focus onto the digital landscape, the newspaper believes that the print industry will not completely die off and will still have its own niche market. I'm Meg Newhart. Back to you at the news desk.
Virginia Tech and Texas A&M are currently the only two colleges that have integrated civilians and cadets on its campus. Virginia Tech's campus has over 1,000 men and women as members of the Corps of Cadets. They are easily spotted in full uniform, but as newsfeed reporter Catherine Irvin tells us, their days are much different than the typical civilian.
The Corps of Cadets play an integral part of Virginia Tech among a predominantly civilian-centered campus. Life in the Corps is much different as mornings begin with formation, when cadets line up by company to salute the flag at 7:20 every morning. Many begin the day much earlier with physical training prior to formation. Discipline is quickly learned as Corps members, but there are certainly perks that come with it all.
There's obviously scholarship money. Not everybody has like the full ride scholarship, like the ROTC, but almost everybody has at least like $1,000 scholarship, which is just like something that the Corps gives you.
Uniforms serve as the visual indication separating Corps members from civilians around campus. Polishing shoes is one of the many requirements that come with being a cadet. And of course, don't forget to make the bed.
People assume that the Corps is a lot harder than it really is, because it's really not that hard to make it through.
Captain Phillips describes leadership as the main lesson from choosing service over civilian life in college.
They wanted to become a leader primarily in the U.S. military, but also a leader in industry. So we have about 200 cadets that are not going to become officers in the United States military. And those individuals here, we have a leadership program for them where we actually teach them leadership. And the majority of those individuals, 75%, actually have a job the day they graduate from Virginia Tech.
There are so many things that go unnoticed as a civilian on campus looking in on the Corps of Cadets. However, for them, it is just another day in the life. Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Catherine Irvin.
The Corps of Cadets recently held their traditional change of command ceremony to honor the outgoing class of 2018 and welcome a new regime of leaders. The ceremony was held on the drill field, and it marked the beginning of senior leadership for the class of 2019. For rising senior Jack Holland, this means he will take over as the new regimental commander. During the 2017 to 2018 school year, Holland served as Cadet Command Sergeant Major, the highest underclassman rank of the Corps. Now he will assume the highest cadet rank of Cadet Colonel for the 2018 to 2019 school year. He will work closely with the Major General Fullhart and other senior enlisted military professionals to execute the Corps' mission.
I'll be the one who's, with the assistance of the battalion commanders, the adult staff, and other cadet leadership, be helping to create the direction and the path that the Corps is on. So it's a responsibility to really make sure that we're focusing on making cadets the best that they can be. So not just making good cadets, but better men and women.
Cadet Colonel Holland will be the face of the Corps for the first semester of the next academic school year. He said his goal is to better the relationship between the Corps and their off-campus partners. Just ahead on the newsfeed, Virginia Tech freshmen reflect on their first year as Hokies.
And the motivation behind a group of Hokies who were taking a cross-country bike ride. Those stories and more after this short break.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. The popular app Tap & Go has taken VT dining halls by storm. More and more students are turning to the app as Virginia Tech's population increases.
However, there have been concerns over the app's reliability selection and favorability. More from the newsfeed reporter Miguel Pineda in this next story.
Virginia Tech is a school known for its great food, ranking top 5 in the nation every year. One thing that makes VT's dining so luxurious is the convenience and ease of getting a meal on campus. An app called Tap & Go has brought this convenience to a whole new level. With just the click of a few buttons, students can order their favorite foods from any dining hall in seconds. Tap & Go's popularity has increased dramatically since it was introduced to students last year, and now it isn't unusual to see more online orders being prepared.
I actually use Tap & Go a lot. I really like it, and it's really helpful when you don't have time. I'm an athlete, so a lot of times we have to get things fast, and it's really good when we're up in our rooms and we're about to go to practice. We can just order it and come down and get it.
While Tap & Go has been praised by many, some students still think Tap & Go needs some work on its selection and variety.
really frustrating when they don't have all of the food options that I want. Like I know at Soup Garden they don't have like the main meals that I want to order, so I always have to wait in line there, even though they do have like the tap and go for everything else.
The app is looking to add more menu items and offer more locations. Students who don't use Tap and Go have complained that their orders are considered not as important as the Tap and Go orders. Tap and Go has already helped reduce dining hall traffic and speed up the order process. As Virginia Tech increases its student population, Tap and Go will continue to play a large role in the dining halls. For the newsfeed, I'm Miguel Pineda.
While it's not an app, there is one Virginia Tech landmark most students seem to be pleased with. It's a popular wedding venue located at the center of campus. The War Memorial Chapel is a popular venue for many Virginia Tech alumni getting married, especially for those couples who met as students in Blacksburg. Located on the Drillfield Drive, the lower level of the building contains a chapel that seats 260. Abby Simcoe, a member of the War Memorial Chapel and event staff, says one reason she thinks the venue is so popular is the comforting feel of home it holds.
It's got that home feel, and it allows you to, I think it's just something extra special for your wedding to kind of get married in a place that is considered home and that you're really comfortable with. And here, as opposed to other places on campus that you could get married, it's just kind of that extra homey feel, and like I said, when it's all done up, it's gorgeous.
Construction on the chapel was completed in 1960. The building also hosts religious services, initiations, and other special events on campus. A myth surrounds the chapel that a 5-year waiting list exists to book the chapel for a wedding. The chapel staff debunks that myth and says a wedding at the chapel can be booked as soon as 3 months in advance.
Freshman year comes with many expectations, some high and some low. It's all about new experiences and new situations, trial and error, and finding out who you really are. In a survey of over 200 freshmen at Virginia Tech, a majority said they expected college to be stressful and a lot of work, but fun and a chance to meet new people. Freshmen experienced their first football game, the #1 campus food, living on their own, and what it means to be a Hokie. Out of those responses, most share that Virginia Tech met their expectations.
It was definitely all I expected it to be. It was honestly one of the best decisions I could have ever made. I've made friendships that are going to last a lifetime. I've learned so much over all the courses that I've taken. It just really broadened my knowledge for the future.
Some advice freshmen had for incoming students was do not procrastinate, get involved early, study hard, and give yourself time to love the school.
Traveling across the country on a bicycle is not for the faint of heart. But a Virginia Tech fraternity sends 12 brothers a year on the journey of hope. As newsfeed reporter Nolan Knight tells us, it is a philanthropic event where riders travel from San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Seattle, Washington to Washington, D.C.
67 days, 4,330 miles, and $750,000 raised. The Journey of Hope is not your average bike ride down the street. This past year, Virginia Tech's chapter of Pi Kappa Phi sent 12 brothers across the country, averaging close to 75 miles a day and maxing out sometimes at 120 miles in the Rocky Mountains. But it's much more than just a bike ride.
Every time we would stop, we'd do a thing called a friendship visit, pretty much, which was where we would actually hang out with either kids or even adults in some circumstance. And that could be anything from, just like a pizza party to a water balloon fight or anything.
With all the fun riders do have meeting people, they have a lot of work to put in to get to them.
We had to ride 95 miles over 3 mountain peaks, about 13,000 feet of climbing. So that was just absolutely brutal. It took us about 10 hours to do.
The participants are people who have disabilities, and the relationships that the riders make with them are life-changing.
This kid named Ben was a man, and I actually bought him a shirt, and he wanted me to sign it. And he just started crying because he was just so happy that he could be part of the team.
He asked the kid to draw his favorite superhero, and the kid pointed to the biker, the logo on their chest, and said, "You're my hero."
Reporting for the newsfeed, I'm Nolan Knight.
Well, that wraps up our look at some of the stories making news in the tech community. Stick around, there's more ahead.
Coming up, a look at stories in the New River Valley. Our newsfeed cohorts, Andy Brannon and Catherine Irvin, are standing by in the newsroom, and they will take you through the second half of this newscast. Andy and Catherine?
Thanks, Katie. That's right. We'll be switching gears, turning our focus to the New River Valley.
Some of the stories just ahead, a look at the support and success that comes out of a partnership between local businesses, and how a resource center is filling the needs of pregnant women in our area.
So stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Roll A, take A.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of this special half-hour edition of the news feed. I'm Andy Brannon.
And I'm Catherine Irvin. In the first half of our newscast, we focus Virginia Tech stories. And now we turn our attention to news around the New River Valley area. The Starlite Drive-In Theater in Christiansburg is facing some tough times. In an earlier newscast, we reported about how the owner of the drive-in was working with the Christiansburg Town Council about a proposed noise ordinance. Since 2016, the theater has had noise complaints from local residents who say the movies are played too loud late at night. The Town Council prohibited Starlite from using its speakers system after 10 p.m. Owner Peggy Besley was recently able to get the time pushed back to 11 p.m. However, this still will not allow time for the second showing during the summer season because of longer daylight hours. Beasley says the business has suffered because of the ordinance, seeing a major decline in customers.
2017 was way off. It was only about half of what I'm used to. And I haven't had a good weekend yet, and this is the third one coming up.
Beasley says she is grateful for the support she has received from the customers who have been loyal to Starlite for generations, and she will continue to fight for the theater. The Starlite Drive-In has been in business for nearly 66 years in Christiansburg. Regal New River Valley is currently in the middle of a full renovation project on their entire theater and lobby area. Business and ratings of the local theater have increased since the start of the renovation. There are 4 different movie theaters in the Blacksburg and Christiansburg area, making it tough competition for local attendance. Regal Theater in New River Valley has stepped up their game with brand new RPX enhanced screens, sound and motion seats. Each seat has a button for a full recline at the level of one's comfort. Many individuals of the Blacksburg community have stated in reviews that they would drive an extra 10 minutes to Christiansburg because of the updates. Regal New River Valley is also adding a new enhanced bar and menu. Theater management hopes that the new additions will take their business to the next level and helps them stay competitive.
Buying local is a common theme among many Blacksburg businesses. One store in particular, Annie K's, located just off South Main Street, is a specialty food shop that aims to promote local business by stocking both produce and household goods on their shelves. This creates a partnership centered around supporting local businesses. Newsfeed reporter Caroline Fear has more on this next story.
Whether you are a frequent shopper or like to stock up once a month, the grocery store is a place to purchase commodities needed for day-to-day life. But have you ever wondered about where those products came from? Do you know the person who made that item or how they made it? The store Annie K's makes answering these questions part of their mission. The store was founded in the late 70s, but is currently owned by Paula Bolte and her husband, who have run the store for the past 12 years. When it comes to deciding which products they want to sell on their shelves, it must meet certain criteria. Bolte mentions how she is particular about only working with companies that care about the environment and who appreciate the mission of Annie K's.
And we also really try to support local businesses as much as we can. We'll buy from local vendors, producers, farmers, even people that write books, local authors and things like that.
One of those local businesses is Brew Coffee, based out of Christiansburg. Married couple Luke and Cassie Brew started roasting coffee beans and making cold brew in 2016. Typically, they aim to sell at one farmer's market per week and are thankful that their coffee is also sold on the shelves at Annie K's.
Having a partnership like with Annie K's, you get in front of more people. And for somebody like us, it's harder for us to get into places like bigger chains like Kroger, Food Lion.
Buying and supporting local businesses are values that both Annie K's and Brew Coffee have in common. Both value the fact that they have personal relationships with those that they do business with. This has been Caroline Fear reporting for the Newsfeed.
Virginia Tech students are venturing out for the summer, but businesses in Blacksburg are not going anywhere. As the academic semester comes to an end for Virginia Tech students, local businesses continue to operate over the summer, but businesses adapt to what is typically a smaller crowd. One local business, TR Collection, operates year-round and caters to both students and local residents through the different seasons.
Summers in Blacksburg are fantastic. It's a different feel around here. More of the locals come down by all means. It's still busy, which is great, but it's just a completely different vibe.
Summertime events at the university, including student orientation and summer academy, bring more students, families, and visitors to the town. Otherwise, students will return to Blacksburg in full force again in August.
Local organizers in Christiansburg are holding events to help local businesses gain valuable exposure. These local businesses are seeing the benefits of the commitment from their community. Newsfeed reporter Jesse Dix tells us more.
On April 27th, Christiansburg held its annual Wine and Artisans event in its downtown area. The event is designed as a showcase for local artisans and businesses where they can get valuable exposure.
I think people realize the potential of downtown Christiansburg when they see events like this, and we have small businesses set up tonight. So these small businesses are benefiting from the foot traffic as well. Some of them are located in Christiansburg, some of them in the greater New River Valley.
For a moderate fee, business owners can display their wares at the festival. Local business owner Terry Welch, who operates the Wine and Design Studio, says that events like this have helped her business in the past.
We booked a lot of private parties from this event, and we just got new people coming into the studio that didn't know we were there, and then they learned about us at this event.
Downtown Christiansburg Incorporated organized this event and other events of its kind in downtown Christiansburg. They hope to use the profits from this event to continue their mission of serving local businesses in Christiansburg.
But all the proceeds that we make as an organization tonight are coming from our beer and wine sales. And that money is reinvested right back into the downtown community through our event series as well as the advocacy work that we're doing. We're all volunteer, and none of us are drawing a salary from the organization. We're here because we believe in Christiansburg.
Christiansburg may be filled with large shopping centers, but the community remains committed to the success of its small businesses. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Jesse Dix.
Just ahead on the Newsfeed, a group that offers options and resources for pregnant women in the New River Valley.
And a look at local street performers' efforts to continue entertaining the public. Those stories and more after this short break.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Summer is upon us, which means that the housing market in Blacksburg is about to take off like a cheetah chasing a zebra.
Newsfeed reporter Grayson Wimbish takes us inside the offices of Patrick K. Moore, a real estate law firm in Blacksburg, and how they are preparing for the busy season.
The Blacksburg housing market is about to heat up for summer 2018, and at the law office of Patrick K. Moore, the staff are ready for the challenge. Just ask Daniel Schroeder, a tenured real estate paralegal.
A big reason for kind of the increase in overall volume throughout this area is, again, because of the weather. Builders are able to accomplish a lot more in such a short period of time.
With warm weather comes eager customers, but which month is the busiest in the housing market in Blacksburg? Construction on new home starts, and this brings a lot of paperwork for real estate offices.
I feel like the busiest month is probably July because the kids are out of school and the clients are trying to get a house bought and settled in before the next school season starts in football season.
The big push for the listings is also right around this time of year because people are more active and also looking to upgrade and potentially move to a bigger home that suits their family.
The Blacksburg housing market is constantly expanding and ever evolving. With this area being a college town, parents look to capitalize on property in the summertime. In the coming months, the phones will begin to ring and the jackhammers will begin to sing.
Unplanned pregnancy can be a frightening thing for women to face, but with the help of health centers, women can find the support and information they need.
Newsfeed reporter Kat Snyder joins us from our newsroom with more about a local resource for pregnant women. Kat?
Thanks, Catherine. While Planned Parenthood is the most known clinic for reproductive health, the only one in Southwest Virginia is located in Roanoke, but one organization works to fill that need in the New River Valley.
The Valley Women's Clinic is a pregnancy resource center located in both Blacksburg and Radford. The clinic offers various free services such as STI testing, pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and consultations. One of the services that separates Valley Women's Clinic from Planned Parenthood is its pregnancy and parenting education program during and after pregnancy.
It's a rewards program, so it also meets material needs. For every class they take, they can get diapers and baby clothes and items they need for their baby as well, cribs, different things that are donated from the community.
As a nonprofit that does not charge for any services, the clinic is largely supported by the community. Residents of the New River Valley can donate money, new and gently used goods, or time to the clinic and the women it serves. This allows the center to give women all the support they need without financial influence.
What everyone should know about the Pregnancy Resource Center is they treat you like a person. They don't treat you like another person that's coming in and paying money and leaving, but they care about you as an individual and care about your story and care about being with you every step of the way and continuing with you on your journey.
Valley Women's Clinic is also a faith-based and pro-life clinic. While the center's mission is to provide women with love, support, and information, it does not perform abortions.
When you walk into our center, you will get the support you need no matter what you decide. So be informed and get the information that you need.
For more information on the Valley Women's Clinic, check out their website at prcsupport.com. I'm Kat Schneider reporting. Now back to you at the news desk.
In other NRV news, Dr. Moon has become a popular street performer in the area. But with Blacksburg laws, all street performers like Dr. Moon are hitting a roadblock. Newsfeed reporter Brooke Leonard has more in this next story.
Let's do something, make this life worthwhile.
This is the sound that typically fills Blacksburg sidewalks on sunny days. And this is who you would expect to see. Chris Saunders, also known as Dr. Moon, is a street performer in the New River Valley with his wife Susan.
I think that anything that sort of snaps you out of your thinking, if you're cycling in some kind of negative thinking or really intensely about something, it just sort of reminds you to look around.
While their shows do bring joy to the community, they have hit road bumps in keeping their passion to perform prevalent.
Art is free speech, and as citizens, I think that we have a responsibility to work our First Amendment rights.
The current law in Blacksburg prohibits street performers from accepting payment for their work, in addition to time zones they can perform in.
I'm hoping that the town of Blacksburg will begin to allow artists to do their art on the street and accept a fair exchange for it.
There is little discouragement, though. Dr. Moon's optimism shines brighter than the stars.
Oh, I think that it'll be something that hopefully these seeds will start to pop up everywhere.
You can catch all the street performers around the New River Valley. For the Newsfeed, I'm Brooke Leonard.
That'll wrap up this special edition of the Newsfeed. A look at stories making headlines in the New River Valley and at Virginia Tech.
The newsfeed will be taking a break for a few months, but will return in September with a new group of reporters and anchors, and a new crop of stories to keep you up to date about what's going on with Virginia Tech and the New River Valley area.
While we're away, if you have a story idea, send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can continue to connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Brandon.
And I'm Catherine Irvin. On behalf of all of us at the newsfeed, we hope you enjoy the rest of spring and have a wonderful summer.